May I present the second of my two nieces, Miss Dido Lindsay.
As a writer, you take these tiny little nuggets, these tiny little things, and you weave a story. There was this painting. The painting itself appeared to be of a black woman and a white woman standing side by side.
It's really the most extraordinary painting I think I've ever seen, because it was so unusual for a black girl and a white girl to be brought up as equals. And I think that's one of the wonderful things, to see that story come to life in a film.
Papa, should he not have wished to see me before deciding?
Decide what?
If he should want to paint me.
The man is to be paid a fortune. What is there to decide?
But
you are simply to sit still, Dido. Not a very challenging task.
next to Elizabeth.
As you always are, right beside each other.
I just thought it was amazing that Lord Mansfield had a black girl living with him. So I became interested in Lord Mansfield. I went to Scone Palace, where the present Lord Mansfield lives.
We are in Scone Palace. We have lived here as a family since 1600. The painting, it sat on the wall for many years, through many generations. You think that the story of Dido was lost to memory, and only then re-emerged in about 1980, when they actually had tourists here at Scone, and they'd heard of the story of Dido.
Elizabeth was in much need of a companion.
And that is what we shall say when questions are asked.
Even though she's black, even though she's a mixed-race child, he's not going to allow that to stop him, because he's a man of progression. He's looking forward.
I've enabled every rule of convention so that you would know exactly where you belong.
I don't know that I find myself anywhere.
Actually, what was very funny, going and visiting the set, at one point, several caravans for the actors would be getting changed, and I kept on walking past one which had the Earl of Mansfield written on it, and I just kept on thinking I'd see my grandfather kind of stumbling out, but no, it was Tom Wilkinson.
He was an interesting man in the sense that he didn't come from that upper class. He was sort of Scottish and from certainly not from the aristocracy, but he just worked his way through dint of academic and legal brilliance.
Parliament is nervous that the situation in your family will colour your judgment.
I will not have pressure put on me either from the inside or the outside.
You are the highest judge in the land.
I think that his private life would have definitely led towards what his views and his decisions in court. And obviously having Dido in the household could have been a huge influence over him.
I'm here today to rule on the case of the slave ship Zon.
He set down certain legal principles that I believe are still in operation today, especially in maritime law, and obviously the principles of the abolition of slavery, which he judged on the Zon case that we depict, and also the Somerset case.
There really aren't that many historical stories, and so I thought, wow, this is part of our cultural heritage, and no one knows about it.
It's really great to see Dido's story being brought out.
I don't think you can underestimate the importance of Dido and her legacy. I think history is made up of individuals who do extraordinary things, and she, to me, is somebody who fits that role. Lord Mansfield was extraordinary too, but there's no doubt that his love, his devotion, his friendship for her influenced some of the great landmark decisions and propelled the abolition of the slave movement in England.
You are courageous. When it comes to the matters you believe in, society is inconsequential. You break every rule when it matters enough, Papa. I am the evidence. This painting is the evidence.